What is up, you filthy motherfuckers? What's good, Tricks? So, I'm going to show you today how to build your own mod loader. And the beauty about it is, now listen, I'm not going to drill down into every single fucking detail. The purpose of this video is to give you a foundation to build on, see how the hell this works. You will be able to put a menu together, you know, because there's so many little one-offs here and there. But there's a couple things you're going to need, and you know my shit, hooked on phonics, baby. So, first thing you're going to need to do in the description is download the BEASTMOD package tools. No, I didn't write every fucking program. No, I'm not taking credit for nobody else who did. Get the fuck off my swipe. I simply compile all this shit together, and then I upload this shit to my MediaFire account, which a motherfucker pays for. And anything that comes out of my shit has my name on it because it's official. Ain't no surveys, ain't no bullshit taking you here. Click, download, done, motherfucker. So, you are going to get this, and then you are going to right click and extract. Once you get that done, you will have this folder right here. This is what is in it. So, again, you may have newer tools, I don't know. I gave you Adobe Photoshop, old ass version of it, 7.0. I love the fucking program. I know it inside and out, and I still use the motherfucker. Okay? Not want to change with the times. You're going to need Goldwave for the music, but again, there's other programs you can use. Definitely going to need Hex Editor, the SFO package repacker. You're going to need the eBoot resigner, the package repacker, all the true transistor programs, and then of course I have my package, my mod loader. So, a couple things about these. First of all, I am running Windows 7 64-bit. Yes, best fucking operating system and OS Microsoft ever put out. I've got Windows 10 on some of my shit, but I love Windows 7, and that's why the fuck we're using it. So FYI, if you're for some ungodly reason on a 32-bit computer, most of these programs, or some of these programs won't work. You're going to need to get the corresponding 32-bit programs. So, anyways, first thing I want you to do, if you're going to install Photoshop, if you don't have anything on your computer, when you open it up, you'll go down here to where setup is, right there. And right above there by 2 is a serial number so you can activate it. Copy and paste that in there. Get that motherfucker fully activated. This is so we could edit some of our clip art, some of the pictures, and some of the shit we're going to be doing. Second piece, we can wait on Goldwave for a minute because there's a few things we're going to do there. Hex Editor, definitely going to need it. Get it in there, get it installed. SFO you don't need to do shit with. I already put the DLL in here, so you shouldn't have any problem running it. And eBoot resigner. Two things we got to do in that and the package repacker. You need to open the resigner, right click on the icon, go to properties, go to compatibility, and at the very bottom check run this program as administrator. Mine is already done. Click apply, click OK. Once you're done with that, back up, go into your repacker, and we're going to do the same thing. Right click, properties, whoa, I'm sorry. Right click on it, properties, compatibility, check run this program as an administrator. You're going to click apply and click OK. Once all that bullshit is done, again, I would highly recommend highlight everything here and copy it to your workspace on your desktop, somewhere neat where we can not have any interruptions. So the first thing we want to do is extract our package right here so we can actually get in and edit some of the game files. So what you want to do, once you've copied that, whoa, did not mean to do that. Move this out of the way, and we want to go into the package repacker. So basically, you're going to open that up. And what we want to do is open the PKG file, and you're going to take my package right here. We're going to copy, and we are going to paste over to there. All right, so now that we're done there, let me open this up a little bit for you. So now when you look in there, the mod loader should be in there, the package. So in order to get the game unpacked, you're going to open the repacker, move this down here, and we want to, now you could hit package info number 8, which is right here if you're not sure, and you will see this will give you the name of the package, but I've left mine named that way, obviously just so you know what the fuck it is. So we're going to hit B to go back. Whoops, sorry, B, not D, motherfucker. And so now we want to unpack it. So we're going to go to number 3. And then since I only have one package in there, that's the only option I have. If you had multiple in there, you would go ahead and choose whichever one you want. But so we'll hit number 1. Now, depending on how big the package is, and this motherfucker's almost 600 megabytes, it may take a couple minutes to unpack. So I'm going to pause the video until it's finished, because it usually takes a minute or two for this. Awesome. So when it's finished, you will see it says get Beast Mods in game folder, press any key to continue. So I am going to go ahead and close this now. And now you'll look in the game folder and you'll notice here is the mod loader. So if we open that up, boom, here is everything. So a couple things we're going to get into here. Let me minimize that shit. Is first of all your photos, and they have to be aptly named, and I'm just going to touch this real quick and we're going to move the fuck on. You'll notice that's 320 by 176. Icon 0 is actually when you're hovering on the XMB over the package, this is the picture it will show, unless you do an animated PAM, which we'll get into on another video. But so that's that. The background on the XMB while hovering over the package is going to be pick 1. Now this is 1920 by 1080, and you'll see I designed mine in Photoshop, and then that goes there and is aptly named pick 1. Now once you open the mod menu, if you go, or mod loader, if you go into the directory and you go into data, images, you will see all 4 settings are in here, and if you open up, you'll notice background is what's going to show up when you open the menu, and this is also 1920 by 1080. These are actually 48 by 48 if you go to properties and details, and so you can play with this, man. I mean, depending on what icons, if you want different icons in there, they just have to be the proper format, and they have to be named accordingly, just what they're named here, because that is the instructions in the e-boot, and that's what it's going to look for. So let's back up a little bit, motherfucker. So the first thing we want to do is figure out what we're going to do. So for shits and giggles today, let's pretend we're making a bullshit zombie mod loader, okay? So we know we got BO1, BO2, BO3 zombies, and we could put that, so that's what we were going to dedicate this to. So the next thing you want to open up is your SFO package repacker. And we're going to shrink this down just a little bit. So you want to go in here and you want to grab the parameter SFO, right? And we're going to drag it right into there, and boom, motherfucker. So the editor is going to allow you to change your shit. Now, again, when I got the base menu from KMZ, you'll notice the content ID down here, okay? So this is how this works, and let me explain this to you. Your title must be 9 letters long, okay? And that is based off of the game format that Sony uses to name their games. Whether it's Bless 31156 or the Bless of GTA, Bless 01807, or Bless 01717 of BO2, they are always 9 digits. So the title must be 9 digits long. Very important, okay? Or you're going to have fucking issues. So let's go down here, and we are going to go, since we're going to do zombie. Well, let me get back. So we'll make a zombie mod loader. So once you're done with all this, you're going to go ahead and click save. And that is done. Now, next thing we want to do is we want to change the name on the menu, because I'm sure you don't want my fucking name popping up. So what you're going to do, let's close that. We need to open the eBoot resigner right here. And I may or may not have deleted. If you have an old eBoot, an eBoot elf in your program, when you open it, delete it. Get rid of it. Okay, so now you're going to go into the US directory right here. And we are going to copy the eBoot over into the eBoot resigner. Awesome. So open the resigner. And so now what we want to do is we want to check option 1, and we want to decrypt to an eBoot bin only. So you are going to hit number 1, and it's going to say finish, press any key. So I'm going to close that. And now you will see we have an eBoot elf here, okay? So what we want to do now is we are going to open the eBoot elf by dropping it right into Hex Editor. So, now we know this one's named Made by BEASTMOD, okay? So the easiest way to find the string is hit Control, hold Control F, and type in BEASTMOD. And then we're going to search. And boom. So, now this is very important. You cannot delete or change the size of this file. So if you are going to get rid of, and you would start from made by, unless you're going to leave made by, and you're going to go all the way down right to here. If you want to change any of that, all of that, or part of that, you use the space bar or you type over it. If you hit delete, you're going to fuck up the file size and it's not going to work. So, for the sake of argument, let's just leave the made by. We'll go over the BEASTMOD. So we'll say made by. And if you make a mistake, you're going to back up and type over it again. Made by these hairy nuts. Okay, so obviously you're not going to leave that. Maybe you are, if your name is Hairy Nuts. But we still have space left. Okay, I don't want the Ken PS3s on there. So using my space bar, I am going to move forward until it's all gone. So now the size is the same. We've successfully changed the name. What we want to do, bring this down a little bit, is we're going to go up to File, Save As, eBoot, and we're going to save. And you can go ahead and replace it. And we're going to close that out. Now, you'll see it backed up the original eBoot elf. I know I've already done this correct, so I am going to get rid of the backup and the other eBoot. If you are doing this for the first time and you are not sure, do not delete those. So now what we want to do is we want to open the eBoot resigner. And this is very important. And I'm going to jump over here real quick and show you this. Going back to the package repacker where we unpack this, remember I left the name the same. This is the number of the package you are going to have to know. So right here, you're going to need this exactly. Okay? Now obviously if you change your name, it being 9 characters from the parameter SO, that's where this is going to go. But I left the BEASTMODs the same. So we're going to open the resigner. And we're going to go over here. Now, output method. This is the letter O. You are going to hit O. And we are going to change that 4.xx std to 4.xx alt down at the bottom. Then you're going to hit any key. Make sure it's changed right here. We are not doing an SPRX. So it's very important you switch that or you will not have the proper reboot. Next thing you want to do is we're going to resign this. Now there's 2 options. Number 2, and well, there's actually 4. But you want to go to number 3 over here in the sex column, and you want to resign to a npdrm eboot. So hit number 3, and you're going to hit enter, And then it's going to ask for that ID that I just spoke of. So again, I already know mine is TA 9000-BEASTMODs. Again, whatever if you change the name of yours, which you probably will, make sure you have 9 characters, and then that's what's going to go in there. And then you're going to hit underscore, and these are the letters 0. Oh shit. Oh, my bad, my button is sticking here. 00 dash, and this needs to be the exact size. So when you're done with this, you're going to hit enter, and you see it encrypted. So I'm going to close this out, and boom. Now we have our e-boot right here. So let me get rid of this motherfucker. And we're going to copy this one back over to here. Awesome. So now we've successfully changed the game. We've changed the name is of the mod loader and the name in the game itself. So what the next step you want to go into? We can let's deal with the mods first. So going back over to the repackager, which again is where we extracted. And if you look in the repacker, again, you go up to game, open BEASTMODs, where we just copied the e-boot bin at and changed the parameter. Now we want to go into apps. And here is the layout of all your menus. Now, you are limited on space. I will tell you right now, I have mine maxed out. So if you were to add anything, you would have to take something away. But since we're dealing with zombies, let's do this. We're going to click here. We're going to click here. We're going to delete all that shit. Come on, bitch. And then we will delete this in the battlefield. Let me get rid of these. So, what we can easily do right now is you want to name these folders whatever it is that you're doing. So, in this case, we will go zombie menus, and we'll do the same thing going down here. And again, you could name these whatever the fuck you want. You just need to know, keep in mind, when you open that menu up, these are the folders that you're going to see. So if you want to make this, and you're obviously going to be sharing this with other people, you want, they need to know what the fuck they're looking at. So then again, here are the e-boots, okay? So, a couple things about this. Let's deal with the e-boot first, okay? And I actually have a text document. Let me get over here before we get into here. Folder paths. Let me close that. Now, the folder paths. So this is the first location, right? So we know the zombie menu, B01. Let's just stick with that for right now. When you open that, here are the menus I have in here. Now, this is a secondary location. All these folders must start with either all, right over here, all sex, or all dex. Now, if it's sex and dex, you're going to type all, okay? But they must be like this accordingly. So I'm going to get rid of Snow Engine since this is zombies. And we're going to deal with one menu, okay? So first of all, if I open up my mods, let me go into mods, motherfucker. Let's move this over. B01 menus. And let's put Red Devil in here. So what I want to do here is I want to rename this. And we're going to go Red Devil. And I'm not getting into remastered and all that. So this is where the SPRX menu is going to go. So you're going to open the next folder. Now, as you noticed with my text document, the third path for the SPRX is going to be right here. So this folder must say this, okay? You cannot change this. And then inside of this folder is where the SPRX would go. So I'm going to delete that. I'm going to open my mods back up. And I am going to copy, and I am going to put our SPRX in here. Boom, we're done. Now, again, if you're making this and you want it to work on a sex and dex system, then all you have to do, remember the path over here. It needs to say all. So we're going to rename this. Whoa, whoop. And make sure capitalization or non-capitalization is exact. So you can see the L's were not capitalized there, all. So now this will work on sex or dex system. Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't know if Red Devil works on dex only or not, all right? I don't have a lot of time to fuck with a lot of these. But if it does, it'll work, okay? So going back, now we've successfully went into our BO1 zombie menu. We put Red Devil, there's the TMP folder, and it will drop that there. Just like it, now, anything that was going in the TMP folder, again, if you had a paid menu, you would put the key in here too, because it's putting everything in that folder. So let's back up now and go deal with the e-boot. If we go up to e-boots, I am going to get rid of all of these. Delete. It's going to make me hit. There we go. So we got one e-boot left. So again, we're backing up. We're going into e-boots. Now, whether you're doing bless or what have you, let's just say it's e-boots. So we're going to open this up, and we're going to rename this. Let me back this up. And we're going to name that BO1 Red Devil. And again, you could write whatever you want there. Obviously, you've only got a certain amount of space. But again, this must say one of these locations. On my particular one, it was pretty much focused on dex. But if you go all, it'll work for both. So if I go up here, rename that since we got the other one on there. And I'm going to go back. And we'll go shift all. And then it's got to have the hash mark afterwards. Now we go in. Now again, for the third location for the e-boot, this is what puts it in the directory. But you have to name the game. So this is where it's going to know the path, and you have to have the right game or it's going to stick it in the wrong game folder. So I am going to hit BLUS 30591, which is Black Ops 1 on Blus. And then what we would do, the game name must be right. We're going to open that up, get rid of that e-boot, and of course I'm going to go back over to my mod folder, which looks like I fucking closed like a fucking idiot. Let me open this back up. Go into BO1 menus, Red Devil, and okay, so it is for sex or dex. I'm going to grab the e-boot, copy, minimize, and we are going to paste in this folder. So it's that easy, people. We literally just put zombie menu on there for BO1. So when you open that up, that's what you're going to see. Now, if you want to cheat, the easiest thing to do when you're in here, let's say you wanted to add another BO1 menu, you'd right click, just copy, just paste, and then of course rename, because then you're going to go in here and switch to whatever menu you wanted to do. And then, of course, you would go in, put the SPRX in here for whatever game, and then you'd switch it. And that would be it, fellas, or ladies, if you're watching. So you can play with the menus. You can do a lot of that bullshit in there. And again, you can play with the e-boots. Make sure you have these paths in there, okay? SPRX folder. And it's real easy, just to kind of cheat. You're just going to copy a folder in there, and then mess with the menus. So you can put all the zombie menus you want in there. You can put all the zombie menus you want in there. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on that because this video is already going to go too fucking long. So let's back all the way up now, right to where inside the game folder in the repacker where we just were. We're looking around. So let's say now that we made a zombie menu, and I want to get back over here for my tutorial purposes. Let me move over here. I am going to move this down. I grabbed a couple zombie pictures just so we could switch this. So we know as soon as you hover over this icon on the XMB, this is what it's going to look like. So obviously what I want to do, and I'm going to open up Adobe Photoshop. So the first thing I want to do, and I'm going to show you the quick way. Now if you were going new, you could go down here, put in the pixels, do all that stuff, and open up the proper format. If you want to cheat, you want to go to Open, and here's the 320 by 176 picture. You could take it right out of mine. Oh, let me take that. And now you have the proper layout. So what do I want to put in there? So let's see. Let's go Open. And I am going to go to package tutorial, and I already named the ones I wanted to get. So I am going to open this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag that over to here. Bucket ain't quite big enough. God damn it. Well, for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to show you this. And then what I will do is I am going to hide that. And so I'm going to have, well, you know what? Looks better if I leave it up. And then what I want to do, once I get that right, I'm going to go up to Layer. I'm going to flatten that, which is going to get rid of that. And now I am going to save this. No, I don't want to go in there. That'll put it over my head. I am going to go into the package resigner. Game. I'm just going to save this where it needs to go, and I am going to save, and I want to replace it. And just to make sure, because I didn't pay attention, I want to show you guys, make sure this says PNG on it. Must be a PNG. So once that's done, I'm going to get rid of that, get rid of that. Now I'm going to open the background pic. All right, this is 1920 by 1080, and I am going to open my other one, which was I saved in the tutorial folder. Well, where the hell did it go? Damn it. Sorry, people. There it is. And I believe this is the one I wanted to use for that. Awesome. Okay. So all I'm going to do is drag this right over to that. Let me get that positioned in there. Perfect. Now I am going to go to Layer. And again, you guys may know how to do that. I'm just showing you. I'm flattening it. Now I'm going to save as. Make sure it's a PNG. And I'm putting it right back in that folder. Awesome. Motherfucker. So let me close that out. And the last thing I want to do is when you open the menu, I want to change the fucking background. So I want to go to data. I'm not doing them all right now. I'm just going to do this. So here's the background. And again, I want to open another one. And this is just a quick cheat for you. PKG tutorial, and the zombie background. So we are going to grab this, drop that over there, and get that all lined up. I'm going to go to layer, flatten, save as, and I am going to save it right into that folder. And that quick, people, we've now changed all our photos. And this is the fun thing about it, and I encourage you guys to learn. You can really, you know, piss around with this, find some cool shit, and lay it out. But that quick, without having to create the old, just use the old photos. The formats are set up, and you are good to go. So now if we go in here, you'll see, and we know this is a little off because the picture I found wasn't quite big enough. But, and again, we look at the picture background, it's going to say by that. Now, you could do what I did. For shits and giggles, I'll show you this real quick. Little shit like this, open. Nah, don't want to go there. I want to go back into, and I would encourage you to be working on this in another folder other than this. You know, have this shit to the side, but we could have, there we go. And then you could do something where you could draw your text. And I'm going to pause this for a second and I'll show you. Okay, I got this up and I picked my thing. And then I'm going to do an outer glow here. And I'm going to make that actually, maybe I'll go green. Let me see what green looks like. Or purple. There we go. And then, of course, I could spread that out if I want. Make that a little bit bigger. Go with that. Zombies. And I'm cool with that. So let me grab that. And again, now what I'm going to do, let me scale this down a little bit. Perfect. I'm going to put that right up here. And then what I'm going to do real quick, I'm going to go, and I didn't want to spend a lot of time. All right, we are going to drop that down in size. And that's, let me make it a little smaller. There we go. And then click on that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the layer style and I'm going to paste the layer style. Now what I may want to do on here, because that's smaller font, is I'm going to kill that spread. Probably put it down to, well, I better bring that up. And again, you're going to have to play with this. Just because depending on what you got going on, so I'm not going to get all in the fucking detail right now. May just want to shut that off, and I think I will, just for the sake of argument. And we're going to go like that. So now I'm going to grab this. We'll move that right over there. And now I'm going to save this back. Game, BEASTMOD. We're going to go into here. Go back. Oh, damn it. My bad. And again, saving this. Before you do that, ooh, I broke the cardinal rule. Layer. I need to flatten that image. Now I need to save. And I'm going to go in here and save that. And we're going to overwrite it. Awesome. So you can see you can do some pretty kick-ass shit with this. And I know this video is running fucking long, so I'm going to speed it up here. Okay, so we're done here. Now, get it. You know what? I'm going to do the sound on a whole nother video because this is just taking too long. So I'm not adding more menus. I'm just going to show you. We went over adding the thing, changing the name, the e-boot, the parameter, all that shit. So now we need to put this motherfucker back together. So what we're going to do, we're going to back up. We are still in the repacker file. And you are going to open this. And now what we're going to do is you are going to do a custom package, right? So we're going to go number 2. And you want to select number 1, Homebrew App HDD Game. And of course, the only game in there is ours, so I'm going to select number 1. And here is where we need to put this in again. So luckily, it is all still the same because I left it that way. Remember, the name must be 9 characters. So we're going to go 00-123. Whoa. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And it is now turning this back into a package file, repacking it up. So, of course, that did not take long because I deleted pretty much everything out of the motherfucker. So we're going to hit a key. And now, if we go over here and go into our package file, you will see we have our package right here. So what I am going to do, I'm going to put this on a thumb drive and let's go install it on the PS3 and we're going to take a fucking peek at it. Okay, so we're over to the PS3. As you've seen, I already had mine. Yeah. So let's get over here and install the one we just made. And that one is right here. I do. Okay. Let me go ahead and set that up. Sorry about that. Had to take that fucking call. Give me 1 second here. So I assume that, I apologize because I didn't show you. So basically, I know most of you know, but for those of you that don't, go to your package manager, install packages, standard, and then you'll install it through your thumb drive. So once we got it installed, you'll see, and again, the picture's a little fucked up like I showed you. And then there's pick 1. So you can see real quick, that kind of looks pretty kick-ass. You can do a lot of shit with this. And, you know, make it your own, customize it. And, hey, when those of you that work on it, man, let me know, man. I definitely want to check it out. But you'll see by going in the parameter SFO, where we changed that right there at the beginning. Obviously, we did the artwork in Adobe. If you've got a later version, that's fine. And then if we open the menu up, we're going to back up here. This is where we put the background pick. And you'll see in here. So, obviously in the e-boot, we put made by these hairy nuts. So they just can't delete that. You got to go into the e-boot elf. You got to switch that out. And then that'll stay in there. We've got our picture up here. And then we go into our zombie menu. And again, where you saw me rename these, that's what's going to show up here. When you open that up, you'll have all your shit. All your stuff in there. All the folders, the proper paths, and everything will install in there. So that's pretty much it. You know, there's not much more. I didn't take anything out of here. So you see there's still the multiplayer, but I'm getting ready to delete this shit anyways. So go back to the tool menu, and we are going to exit to XMB. I'm going to do another video. Fuck you. Yeah, I see you see. Fuck you. I'm going to do another video, and I'll show you guys how to put sound to it, and even do an animated one. But that's it, people. You put it in, and you know, that's the base foundation of what you're doing. You're probably going to make mistakes. Again, you can put a ton of shit in here. You have all the paths. And I'll tell you what, Zoilus too, KMZ, he has some kick-ass tutorials on this shit too. Especially adding sound or any of that. So I highly encourage you to check some of those videos out. I don't know when I'm going to have time to get everything together, but I definitely will do one for the sound, and I definitely will do one for the animated video, and I'll show you how to loop the sound as well. So, having said that, you filthy motherfuckers, I'm out. You know what to do. Let me see what the fuck you can put together. Fuck you!